Hello everyone, welcome back to Football Manager. Today is really just a day of hanging on, hoping I don't take any injuries, because both of these matches should be very easily winnable. It's just a friendly, and then the second leg against Vipers SC, which we already have a 2-0 lead on, so nothing that should pose any trouble. The big issue is that we have a doubleheader with Black Leopards coming up next time, and I'd really like to have a healthy team available for that. So, these two matches have suddenly become somewhat important just because I desperately need to avoid any sort of injuries. Apparently, we've gone 6 days without conceding, 6 games without conceding a goal, which is a new team record. I suspect we're going to enhance that quite a bit, because I wouldn't be shocked if we make it out of both games today with still not conceding. I'm still amazed that we did this to Tunis, especially with Safema having a shit game and he's keeping him in for 60 minutes anyway. There we see the Safema effect, just completely avoided the middle of the pitch because of him. Interesting group for the Canadian under 20s. Not going to be anything to do with me though, I don't manage them. Snago signed his new contact. Now this is a big problem. I really don't want to lose Mbakone, but I can't do anything to stop him leaving. I just don't have the money to fight on this sort of a thing. But that really hurts. He was one of our key players. That's exactly the sort of thing I was hoping to avoid this episode. I was saying I just wanted to avoid injuries, but obviously selling one of my top players is also something very bad. But that's the sort of thing we're going to have to deal with our financial situation this year. Obviously, I'm going to let them have whoever they want because we just have a friendly coming up, and it does not matter who I field for it because even if I lose it, who really cares? It's a friendly. It's to get people match fit and get them some confidence. So I'm going to let whoever they want go out and play with the under 21s. As I was saying last episode, I don't have the normal load of friendlies this preseason, so I just need to let people play wherever they can to just get as many minutes as possible. Don't love having Adam in for Senamella, but and Ward's probably not ideal either because he's still pretty salty about that altercation I had with him last day. And I mean, it's important to keep other people rested. But let's be honest, Ward's not breaking into the team anyway because he's a 1.5 star player and foreign. Like, he's really a striker. Let's just check how he is for Magokwana. Yeah, he's a 2-star striker. He's not breaking into the team. I'm not wasting a foreign spot on that guy. I brought him in with the hopes I could develop him, but finances have just changed to the point where I can't keep this guy around. I'm going to have to sell him. Once again, I'm letting everyone go to the under 19s because or to the yeah, it is the under 19s because I just want them getting minutes, and I don't care who I field for the actual friendly we're playing. I'm perfectly willing to play third string players and lose the match just to get them some experience. Nice to see Fountain gaining some influence in the team. He's a good hand. We might be able to bring Milongo in. He's only 16, so he's probably pretty affordable. And this is what happens when effectively our first team plays against the someone's under 21s, 10-0. Tao's improved his passing and his leadership a bit, but oh look, his determination has fallen, just like usual. He's getting added as a penalty taker because I'm rapidly running out of people who are remotely capable of doing that. And might as well get rebuffed by the board again, trying to send people on coaching courses. Oh wow, they're actually willing to pay for it. This is why I try even when I expect them to rebuff me. I guess with all the sales we made, we're in a little better financial situation than we were. Magakwana is not quite fully fit, but he should be fine. Sefema should be fine. Great, so I don't have to worry about injuries. Weather's hot, but not dangerously hot. Very good pitch. Looking pretty good all around, except for my inability to use Ward. What a shame. I mean, this looks a lot better anyway. Adams moved over to his strong side. Lakala is actually, he's not great, but he's fine over there. I still don't have anyone good at left back. Matenjwa is vastly better than Ward. Magakwana is very tired, so I don't love starting him. And Sefema is very tired. But what are you going to do? Mattia is not quite at the level I want for the team, but he's improved a lot. We've already discussed that Lakala is bad, but I don't have anyone good there, and everyone else is at the level I'd like for the team, so we're still looking alright. And the fact that I'm playing Magakwana so much might actually play in our favor, and he might reject the contract that he's been offered because he's basically our starter here. And I don't think he's going to want to give that up. We're a championship level team that's starting him every game. Like, what other South African team is going to offer better than that? Unless he thinks that with all the sales I've made, we're not going to be championship caliber this year, which is very possible. I mean, here we see what's the danger this year. Our team is very tired. We're not getting the goals on Cosmos that we should. It's 20 minutes in, so it's not dire, but we should be up a goal right now. The fact that this is the first highlight of the match, 20 minutes in, really speaks poorly for how the team's playing today. Still, if we're going to have a bad game, this is where I want it. Well, I suppose that was Mattia, but still, we shouldn't have been stripped. McLaughlin and Fountain are already tired. Sorry, guys, even in a friendly, you have to play at least half the game. I'm not subbing anyone at 30 minutes. Nice strike from Sefemida. McLaughlin and Sefemina are now whining that they want to come out. I knew McLaughlin's stamina was going to be a major issue with this game when he was 71% when we named the team, but I don't have a lot of options at striker. And I want to keep him playing so that hopefully he signs with us to stay instead of takes that contract that was extended to him by, I think it was Palawanay City. Although actually, now that I think about it, I think he's already agreed to go, and it's just we still have him for a few days. Or maybe till the end of his contract, which would be good. I didn't actually read that well enough. That's what happens. I try to keep things rolling along for the recording, and I don't always pay enough attention to stuff I should be reading. So I'll take a look at that after this game if I remember. See if and when we actually lose him. If we're losing him next season, that's not so bad. I can replace him once we've built the stadium and have money. We're keeping the pressure on them, but we're not able to get anything through. And I think the issue is just the fatigue building up on the team. Like, if you look, everyone is so tired right now, which is not ideal. I don't want people to be exhausted starting out in the main season. But I suppose it's kind of lucky in that sense. We have the Super 8, which I don't care about. I mean, I want to win it, but it's like my lowest priority for the season now that we've won the African Cup game earlier. So, I'm all right with us losing there. Although I'd like to at least make it to the finals. But we are better than Black Leopards. We should be able to do that even with a weakened team. And then we have an international break. So we won't be starting Premiership matches till after the international break. Which means if I can just hang on, we might be alright. Let's see. Everyone's tired, but I don't want to sub half the team. Well, I suppose it's only 3 people I should sub right now for fatigue, but they're all playing really well. I'm going to make them hold on till 60 minutes. I need to try to force stamina development too. If they were tired and playing poorly, I'd take them off, but they're still playing pretty well despite being tired, so. We're going to make them work a little bit and get some. Run them down now, probably rest them against Vipers. And then hopefully they'll start gaining some stamina. and we'll be able to handle this better in the future. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Everyone pretty much is playing really well. David Tao is both tired and struggling. So I'm going to take him off for Saketlong. Saketlong, I think that's how you say it actually. I know I'm very light on my substitutions, but I need to get these guys used to playing through fatigue. It's going to be something they're going to have to do this season, and I need them to be prepared for it. And I'd rather they struggle with it here than in an actually important match. So I'm going to just try to be light on the substitutions and make these guys work a bit today. And get used to playing at around 50% stamina. Saketlong's not very good, but I don't have depth at that position anymore. I've sold the depth. At least McCockwanon came through and got us our goal. So we should win this. I mean, I know this game doesn't matter, and I've been playing around pushing my luck with stuff, but I don't want to lose to a team from a lower league. Yeah, we are still going to make Saketlong play it. McCockwanon is really struggling right now, but he's second. He's the best player on the team. Fountain's the second best, the two really tired guys. No one's playing badly, though. I'm going to take Siasi off for Sinago. Sinago's pretty good in that position. This is something I do a fair amount in the last friendly of the season. I try to make the subs as if it was a competitive match. So, since I can get away with it, I'm trying to only use 3 subs in this match. Alright, last sub. And the wheels just fell off with Matenjwa, so it's pretty easily him for the last sub, even though I don't have really anyone else that can play for him. I think my best bet is actually Nixele. Yeah, I can just tuck Nixele in closer there, and it'll be fine. I normally don't tweak the formation like that too often because I won't. Oftentimes, my logic is I would rather they get play in the formation they're used to. Oh no, a penalty. Then get everyone at their most comfortable position. But where we're selling so many people and we're losing a lot of the squad depth that we'd normally have the last few years, I'm going to be more free with changing formations to use people's strengths because the team just has to be more fluid. They can't get too rigid in their thinking. That penalty was really annoying because that cost us basically guaranteed win just because no one can finish when they're tired. So we had gotten one up and we couldn't hold it together because someone got sloppy in the box, and here we are with a draw. Yeah, I'm not going to baby them because they were tired. They need to learn to play through that. It's just skills they need to have. I'm actually going to push them into this Vipers match too. I'm not going to give people as much rest as they would like because I really want to see how they handle being tired and get them used to it. Previous seasons when I had this thin a roster, I'd really coddle them and I'd play a lot of these friendlies and lower card games with weak teams and just struggle to get one goal and try to keep people rested. This time I'm going to see how it pays off if I'm a little harder on the guys. Well, this is an actually competitive match for the under-19s. They can't steal anyone from my main squad. And we see why they were. Their roster is horrible. Keeping Tau and Mirosavljevic as captains. Nice that we've managed to land Malanga. He's actually a very good player. Oh yeah, I remember what I was going to check. Super... No, that's Malanga. Bakwane. Yeah, he did sign... Oh, I see what happened. I got Mkwakwana and Mbakwane confused. Yeah, I don't really care about Mbakwane going away. They're just very similar names. They're not the same name. I suppose that's the problem I run into not speaking the language. Stuff that just kind of looks the same to my brain seems exactly the same. Makwakwina is actually improving quite well. Up on corners, that matters. Dribbling, he's up on. He's gotten better at free kick taking, heading, and marking, which doesn't really matter. Passing, that's good. Tackling, I don't really care. He's a striker. Technique, he's up on. Anticipation, composure, concentration. Of course, he falls on determination. It seems like under our coaching regime, we can't get determination above 14, really. His work rate goes up, jumping reach is up, stamina's up. Yeah, this guy is improving a ton. And he's made a good partnership with Tao, which is nice to see because I intend to start both of those guys. But he got fed up with me telling him he's doing good at training too often. That's alright. Those morale hits for encouraging people over training don't seem to last. They wear off very quickly. This guy's kind of shit. I don't want him. Which is too bad because he's South African. When we scout a South African guy, I'd really like them to be good so that I am not constantly after foreigners that we can't actually use. And I can't make anyone feel better about themselves after training review because the only person who improved was Makwakwina, and I already pissed him off talking about how good he was. I kind of wish in those cases I could pick a different name off the list because I'd like to boost Mattia. He's getting a lot better. And I'd like to be able to compliment him on that, but he's always like second best at training. Don't love this lineup, but I've been running people ragged, and we have a 2-goal lead, so I'm kind of okay with it. This is probably the place to get some of these players some experience at positions I don't usually start them at. Like, honestly, this is probably the position I'm most likely to play Ward if he does ever make the team, even though he's not very good back there. But the front half of my team is so solid right now that he's never going to break into there. I'll never say never. Watch me get like 5 guys hurt. But he shouldn't. He should not be eligible to play at the front of the team. So his best bet is to learn to be a central defender, and hopefully that's what I need. 4 to 5 attackers you want, and I currently have 3. Can I make CSE? Yeah, I could make him an attacker, but he'd suck at it. I can make Adam an attacker, and he doesn't get any worse. I didn't really look at the rest of the team after I went off on Ward. Adam's is horrible. CB's not very good. Everyone else is good. Oh, Mir Savific's not very good. Everyone else is good, though. Like, this is a weak team, but we should be able to hang on to our lead fine with it. Things are not looking too bad for Canada. Henry's still hurt, but he's back in 1 to 4 days. Kay's hurt, but he's back in a day. So the only player we're really down for our next selection is Petrasso. And he's good, but he's not that good, so I don't feel horrible. It's just a bunch of friendlies anyway, so I'm going to try to bring some youngsters, get them some experience. Nice. Their horrible under 19 team still managed to get a win. Actually, they have won both their games so far that were actual matches. No, not Torrey. I am really going to have no depth in the team this year. February is capable of playing with no complications. That's good. McQuaquina's not good. Safema's good. Yeah, no injury concerns again. I'm pushing my luck with running these guys so hard, but if I can pull it off, we still have a pretty good core of players. Good conditions for the match. A little cold, but otherwise it's nice. Breezy. That's going to probably hurt us more than them because we're the more precise team. Bring Fountain back in for Ward and McQuaquina back in. Yeah, I like that. Fountain can shore up a lot of the issues in the midfield, and McQuaquina is easily one of our best players. So now we're down to only 3 players that are below the caliber I'd like, which for this match is pretty good. McQuaquina is still tired, but less tired than he was last time. The big issue is actually going to be Fountain here. He's going to struggle real hard in this match. And as we've seen looking at my roster, I don't have much depth at that position to put someone else in, so we might have to tough it out and hold it together for the entire match. It's just Vipers, though. We're so much better than them that it doesn't matter that we have those weak points. We should still get like a goal or 2 in this match, probably. They're used to playing on a smaller pitch, so they're going to be leaving gaps that they shouldn't be. They're already struggling to deal with us, and this is early when they're fresh. As they get tired, we're just going to exploit it more and more. I mean, Adam's styling on them, and he's playing out of position. We're playing into their hands by trying to focus it up through Taudo. We should be using the wings. In fact, I think in the pre-game notes, I told them to play the wings and expressly to not focus through the middle, but it doesn't look like they listened. Might just be habit, though. I had them playing up the middle last game. That might take them a little bit to get out of that habit. That was a nice strike from McQuaquina. He's just barely missing on those free kicks. Fountain's already tired. Too bad. We knew Fountain was going to struggle this match. pretty alright with him just hanging around the midfield and not really moving up too much. We're in a good position where it doesn't really matter if we don't score much for this game as long as we keep them from scoring. I'll tell you what, this Vipers SC team has been playing well above their ability level. Tunkara got a yellow, that's not great. But like, Vipers are sufficiently worse than us that we should just be bullying them no matter what team we named. And we've got a pretty strong team out there. And we're really not able to break through on them. I think we'll probably get a goal or two by the end of this game, but playing at home against a 1.5 star team, we should be up by 4 or 5 goals by now. Giangeli just got lucky to not get a card. It looked like he got pretty feisty there. There we go. There's the goal we needed. McQuaquana got it. Brought by Tunkara. I got watching for a minute. I forgot I was recording, but no. It's hard to talk through these games where it's so one-sided. There's not really anything interesting to bring up about the fact that our team is just significantly better than them and just isn't scoring because they're really good at parking the bus. Like, I meant what I said, that these guys are playing well above their abilities, but that doesn't mean they're an actual threat to us. You can see we're getting complacent because we're so much better. See, subs. Everyone is playing really good except Matenjwa, who of course is the freshest player on the field almost, but 6.6 I'm not going to tolerate. I'm going to bring him off for Saketlong. Unfortunately, I can't make Saketlong very good out there. He's only a 2-star winger, but fresh legs often count for more than ability this late into a match. As illustrated right there. He's on the pitch for 30 seconds and he gets a nice shot on goal. And he's got it again. But that's the thing, like, McQuaquan got another goal assisted by Saketlong. That's the thing though, like, in my personal save, I've been really struggling to find players at right wing because I've had a brutal run of injuries and a couple of unfortunate sales to bigger clubs that I just couldn't compete with financially. And so oftentimes I'm having to few times, I should say. It's not really often. It's often since the injuries happened. But I've had to sub in a kid that's 2 stars for the youth team on right wing. He definitely is not the sort of player that should be playing there as a top tier professional player at this point in his career. But I have no one else. He's on the team to be a right back, but my right back positioning is pretty strong, so he gets brought in on the wing. And he's got 3 goals in like 2 matches from that position just because he comes in with fresh legs when everyone's tired. Team's doing really well, so it's going to be play-wise, so it's going to be Tunkara because of a combination of fatigue and that yellow card, and the fact that Minkube is right there to come in for him. No, that's a yellow card for them. Where's my guy? There's Minkube showing up. What happened? Somehow Tunkara got switched for Fountain, and then Minkube came in for him. So I have no idea what happened there. But I guess the only option I have is to just shove Shobeni in there right now, which I really didn't want to do. Don't like that for my third sub, but somehow something got screwed up there. So that's unfortunate, but we'll just have to think of it as an injury. Because El Gomez got us a free kick in a dangerous spot. Because that was a change I really didn't want to necessarily make. But not leaving Tunkara back there playing out of position for 15 minutes. Looks like Vipers are getting frustrated because they had that run of 3 yellow cards in very short succession there. At least when I made that substitution error, I still had a sub left. That would have sucked if it was on my last sub. Because it was probably something I did. I've never seen the game just randomly shuffle players around like that before, so I must have let up on the mouse going over there when I was dragging him off or something and just didn't notice. Tao gets our third with his first goal of the season, assisted by CB. So Sammy's starting to get back into form. That's good. Kind of glad I held on to him for those few years because I always had a feeling he'd come back into the team. And he's been playing quite well for this match. And at least we got that bad match out of the way on the friendly, so we're back playing well again when it matters. Sanago gets yellow right at the end of the of the stoppage time, so that could come back and bite us later because it was so close to the ending. If he had just held off for another few seconds, it would have been a whole lot better. But we might lose him for a key game later on down the line because of that. Gomez was actually pretty garbage as an official there. He's been doing well overall. He just had a bad game, I guess. He came out and stunk out the match against us. But it seemed like most of his stinking was in our favor since the majority of the yellow cards went to Vipers. Nedlovo got another yellow card, or another shutout, so he's played 360 consecutive minutes for Amazulu without conceding. Unfortunately, the goal he conceded during the friendly broke his record, because that record was counting friendlies. Mirosavic made his 75th appearance for us. Sebi made his 225th appearance overall. Fountain made his 25th appearance for us. Minkubi made his debut for us. And there were absolutely no team notes for Vipers. Probably because they're all regens. I don't think there was an actual programmed Vipers squad. That went well. Got some money for making it out of the preliminary round. We have Vita Club next. They're as good as we are. So they'll actually be a challenge. A little bit. So we'll be going to Congo for an actually challenging match. Interesting that both their first and third kits are primary black. That seems like an odd choice. Makwakwana was our player of the match again. This guy's easily our best player right now. And we're having to move that Broca match again because we just cup play is taking priority right now. So we'll just take a look at our schedule. We know what it is. It's double Black Leopards next. But hopefully you tune in for that. That's going to be an interesting one. And then we start a really brutal September after a really brutal August. Like, the schedule we've had for August has been really rough, even with less friendlies than usual. September's going to be brutal, but it looks like October is actually going to be pretty kind to us. So we'll be able to rebound a bit there. But anyway, for now, thank you for watching, everyone, and hopefully you have a good day. See you soon.